Okay, we've got Liam and Ian now to give us a little update on how things are going, but we're going to start with that match today, Liam, and you can't help but be pleased with that.
Yeah, at spells we had some really good spells where we looked like we were going to score goals, which has been a little bit of a worry throughout pre-season. Have we looked dangerous enough? But yeah, probably second half we missed 3 or 4 great chances. Actually could have got the save. But in terms of pre-season fixture, got to thank Barrow for coming. I know they come every year, but it was a really good contest. Work rate was great from the players, so it's just another game ticked off going into the 14.
I know you don't like talking about performances in pre-season games because they mean nothing, but that performance today, there's some fantastic football being played, front, back, everywhere, wasn't there, across the middle?
Yeah, I think that there was bits we worked on Thursday night. The set piece was one we did work on Thursday night, so it was nice to see it come off after 2 minutes. The only well's downhill now. Jack Bainbridge actually scored. Let's write this date down and keep it.
I don't think he ever has scored for it. He's certainly not scored for us before, has he?
No, he has actually, Rob.
Has he?
Yeah. He said it was an own goal against South Shields. No, but yeah, some of the stuff the first 20 minutes was really good. Probably at the last 10-15 of the first half, he could have kept the ball a little bit better, but it was nice when we made changes. We had a few options coming off the bench, actually, test them in different ways.
Yeah. How would you assess pre-season overall? Are you pleased?
Yeah, it's been hard to gauge because I don't know whether we're doing what is right because we've never come back after such a long layoff.
Yeah.
We've obviously kept the majority of the players until the end of April. Then they've had a break. Then they've done 4 or 5 days in June. I think the break last Saturday was probably needed because there was a few people with tight hamstrings, etc. So they've had like 5-day break, and they've come back. Obviously, Marine was a good game.
Yeah.
This is a good game. I've got to say, all the games really in pre-season have been really, really good games. For us to actually bring Blackpool, Huddersfield, Barrow and Everton to the pure stadium, obviously Marine, we ended up switching it out Marine as well, so that, we've had 5 games here, which is good. And the other games, Longridge, great surface, Runcorn Linnets, great surface, and then we go to Warrington, obviously.
Yeah, good. Your squad, we've just a couple of questions that keep coming out about George Newell. An update on George?
Obviously, it's going to be November time for George, but the positives are you've seen him out on the pitch today. He's running. He's probably got a little bit of an issue with one of the pins, which needs to come out of his leg. So that'll set him back a little bit, but it's not as if he's going to put weight on. So he's, from the point of view, what I would say is that he's had a horrific injury, but at the moment he's only missed 1 game, which was Torquay. So that's
true, yeah.
That's the bonus for him. The fact that he's come back, he's obviously looked after himself. So you'd like to think he'll get back as quick as he can by doing the right things.
Yeah, I was talking to him before the game. He's very enthusiastic about getting back, isn't he? He's not given up on anything. He definitely wants to be back on that pitch as soon as possible.
I've never spoken to him, Rob.
You haven't? It's not like you, Liam.
No, he's a nice kid, as I said, but it's a really, really bad injury to come back from.
Yeah.
But I'm sure of anyone, he's had a couple in the past, so he knows how to come back from them. And when he come back last time, I know you went out for a spell on loan, didn't he, for Marine, and then come back and then hit the ground running for us. So.
And Marcus Wood, I think he's left, hasn't he?
Marcus was in a position where he had to go and play games. He'd been out of football for 19 months with a lot of different things. Someone who's a proper nice kid. Southport Football Club have done an awful lot for Marcus, which I think he really appreciates. But he's had to go, and he's gone on to Ashton to see how many games he can get in and get his career back on track. Obviously, I'll keep in contact with him.
Yeah, good. Okay. Any additions likely to come in?
No.
With Trialist today, we're hoping, aren't we? That's been a long saga, but we're hoping he might be.
Yeah, I said we are where we are. Obviously, Jordan Archer's picked up a knock, which isn't ideal. Niall's got COVID, it's not ideal. So, but by Tuesday, Niall will be alright. He's finished isolation by Monday, Tuesday. So, just how long Jordan takes to come back, really.
Yeah, good. Okay. Ian, off-field activity. I'm going to ask you a question that seems to have raised its head over the last few days about the pitch width. People seem to think we have narrowed the pitch. Do you want to put everybody right on that one?
Yeah, Liam wanted us to narrow it.
Did he?
No.
You blame Liam for that one as well.
The pitch is exactly the same width. The positioning of the goals has changed slightly, but the pitch is the same width as it has been for the last 2 seasons now, and that was decided between ourselves and Everton at the time, obviously, because they specified the requirements as well for the under-23 team.
Yeah.
But no, it hasn't changed at all. It looks slightly different because of the slight change in position of the goalposts, but other than that, exactly the same width.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you clarified that because it's been some mega question that's been coming up. Well, Liam's got a pretty settled squad on the pitch, but off the pitch we've had quite a few changes, haven't we, over the last few months. Do you want to guide us through what's happened there? With Paul's going, groundsman,
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, obviously James is on his way out, and Steve, our commercial manager, has left. So we've brought in now Mark Lockyer from Stockport.
Yeah.
A very experienced secretary who we're made up to have on board.
Yeah.
Steve Dewsnip is due to start on Monday, who will come in to take over the commercial aspects of the club, but also very much in a kind of operations manager role.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be hitting the ground running on Monday, having been here for the last few weeks, been to the last few games here, looked around, got to meet everybody, and kind of the next step is for him to get out and meet fans and everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a new team in that respect as from Monday, and hopefully we can then get a new groundsman in as well, for a complete fresh start for the new season.
Yeah. As the chairman, how do you see things that have gone on the pitch? You must be pleased to see the progress that's been made.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Liam's touched on what's pleased him so far. I think as a team we look very, very solid. I think you can see at the back, particularly with Adam, Chris and Doug, Liam's going to have some difficult choices to make once the season starts. Same in midfield, we've got Russell, we've got Josh, we've got Jack Bainbridge. Again, it's a difficult choice, but from my perspective, that's a great position to be in. Performances themselves, I think one of the more pleasing aspects was how we went behind to Blackpool and Huddersfield in the first 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And we kind of, we were dreading what might happen, but the character showed by all the lads to kind of fight back and really give 2 good sides a good game. I think typified pre-season for us, in that there seems to be a lot of spirit amongst the lads. They all seem to get on really well, and it bodes well for the season.
Yeah. And given everything that's gone on the last 18 months, you must be pleased with the level of support we're still getting at Southport, because the season ticket sales are good and memberships and everything. You must be delighted with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a recurrent theme since we started doing these Q&As, Rob.
Yeah.
We've said all along how well supported we've felt, both kind of on and off the pitch, since lockdown started.
Yeah.
Every opportunity that we've had, the Walkabout Wednesdays, these Q&As, there's always been interest. There's been fans who have come up to us and are clearly appreciative of what we've been doing. But also, I think what's pleasing is that any fans who, maybe have a question to ask or a concern, have done the same. They've felt able to approach us, ask us, discuss it, and I think again that bodes really well. Liam and I would much rather be in a position where fans are able to come up to us and talk to us about what's going on or not going on, any ideas they have, anything they're happy with or not happy with, whether that be on the pitch, whether that be catering, whether that be whatever. It's much better that fans are able to do that. And as I say, we've felt nothing but support kind of since the whole lockdown started.
Yeah.
It bodes well, because if we can be that well supported through a difficult period, then hopefully everything settles down, we can start a good season, and let's see where it takes us.
Well, the season starts in a fortnight, Liam, and we've got an interesting start, should we say, with the first 6 or 7 games that we've got to play. Your thoughts on that?
Listen, I don't think there's any easy games. So you look at your fixtures on paper, and they'll say the first 8 are really tough, but 8 to 16 are really tough. 16 to 24 is really tough. Listen, it is what it is. I said, you've got to take it. You've got to play everyone twice. Hopefully, we have in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we play everyone twice. I think there's it's the 6 full-time teams in the league, and then a couple of hybrid ones, and yeah, we seem to play them all early on.
Yeah.
But as you said, Barrow are full-time, Huddersfield are full-time, Blackpool are full-time. You know, we're not really going to get tested as much as that in our league. So, you know, we've shown that we can compete.
Yeah. Well, I think another performance like today, it'll be well worth waiting for.
This league always throws up surprises anyway, and having the ability to spend lots of money doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a successful season. You know, you look at Kings Lynn a couple of years ago. You know, there is ridiculous money being spent this summer, but you would still be very hard pressed to pick the top 4 or 5 at the moment. And I bet whatever 4 or 5 you pick, that's not going to be the case at Christmas and at March. So let's just see what happens.
Well, I think we've all been heartened today. Listening to the supporters around me today, they were quite really pleased about that performance. I think it sets everybody off right for the season. So well done, and let's get started in a fortnight's time.
Thank you.
Thank you.